Hey people, you'll probably remember my promise of an imminent upgrade video on the San Quentin, which came before my absence of YouTube uploads, but I'm back, the bike is here, I've got all the parts, and it's gonna be a very, very ultimate build. Now, a lot of you, no, actually that's not true. Some people give me stick for doing so many outrageous bike builds, and maybe you guys don't actually see me ride those bikes enough to warrant such crazy builds, like dream builds. But it's the San Quentin and this Hardtail which is the most special bike to me and the one that I'd say appears on this channel the most. And that's why I'm doing another bike build, but specifically with this, because it is like the flagship bike that I pride myself on and I am so proud of, and I happily will push to you guys and say that Hardtails are the best. So this is the stock San Quentin 3, the Marin 2021 version. And before I upgrade it, I'm gonna weigh it, see what it weighs now, and then I want to see what it weighs at the end. It's always interesting when you change so many parts on a bike. You're not getting rid of parts, you're not adding parts, you're just changing them. It's interesting to see what effect that has on the weight. And also I'm just going to talk you through what parts I'm going for, why I'm choosing them, but also why it's going to benefit this bike and me riding it. Because I do everything on the San Quentin. I go big downhill bike parks, I want to take this abroad whenever that's going to happen. And this is my bike, my Hardtail, for the next year. So, without further ado, let's do a hell of a dream build. 13.96 kilos, which is 30.8 pounds for all the old school members of the viewership audience. So the bike has got a bit of mud and stuff on it, which is going to add a bit, but it's complete. It's got pedals, it's got grips, it's got tyres. So we need to beat, let's just round it up to 14 kilos. Let's see what these upgrades do. And I'm going to start with wheels. Let's do wheels, tyres and all things circular first, which might, I mean, we can do better than that noise. We can do better than that. So I've got the Halo Super Drive rear hub, which without a tyre on it, sounds like that. We're already doing better than that. That is like disturbing a hornet's nest with a long stick that's got...
What's the stick got on it, mate? Go on, tell us.
What could the stick have on it? It's got dog poo on it. that would make a noise like that, wouldn't it? So these are the Halo Vortex wheels. They're like an enduro trail wheel that are very strong. They've got an asymmetric rim. What that means is the side wall of the rim is longer on one side than the other. That centralises the spokes to the centre of the hub, and what you get is a nice equilateral triangle, not like an offset scalene triangle. Who wants a scalene triangle these days if you can have a symmetrical one? They're stronger. Triangles build bridges, and bridges are what connect me and you through the ether. So you don't need to watch me do this. No, you do need to watch me do this because they haven't got tyres on, so I'm going to put Continental Tires on these. And this is all going to happen quite quickly, this build. I don't want you to like watch me undo Allen key bolts. Conti tyres, I'm going to go with the Der Kaiser tyres, which I've got on this Rift Zone Carbon. This was the dream build. They're sick tyres. That changed that bike completely. That's a 29er. This is a 27.5 wheel. The difference is I've got a Cush core. A lot of you will know what this is. If you don't, it's like, well, it's a pool noodle. That is what people learn to swim with. But it also is now a mountain bike product that goes inside your tyre to protect the rim. What you can do is run insanely low tyre pressures, like close to zero. And on a hardtail, I can't think of a more important feature for a hardtail where you don't have rear suspension to give you grip. Having like a nice supple rear end gives you so much grip over rocks and roots, but I'm going to achieve that by having low tyre pressure, like honestly a squidgy tyre, but that's not going to compromise my rim by, well, it prevents rocks striking the metal. It actually is just shin pads for your wheel, isn't it? It is, it's just foam really. So I'm only going to do that on the rear, that's where it's most important. Apparently they're a nightmare to fit, so we'll have snapping tyre levers, swear words, but let's start putting it all together. As well as changing the wheels and tyres, I'm going tubeless, which I do on pretty much all my bikes. That's going to be the first place I think we're going to get quite a big weight saving, and also it's just like huge puncture protection as well. And the muck off stuff, although it hides inside the tyre, is nice and pink. Take that off. Oh, it goes all over my bike. Such a messy affair. That's in there now. give it the twizzle, put the valve core back in and pray. Because if it doesn't pump up and seal, you're basically out of options and you just ride around town on the rims. Moment of truth, mate. Look, we're in business here. Round there it's going to finish. How tight is that? 60 psi. Dude, the noise that makes going on the bead, and then somehow we've got to fit this inside there. That does feel light though. That's the front.
Nice looking wheel.
Front's on. We'll put it all on the bike when it's done. Should we get on with this business now? I've never done one of these. Cool story. It comes with solid cardboard instructions. I mean, so you literally can't miss them, but whoever reads instructions. Hey Siri, how do you install a protective tyre insert?
It's a ring of foam inside a bicycle tyre. How old are you? 12.
Yeah, I guess we can probably suss this one out on our own. Oh my god, it's already so hard. I feel like this is going to be... Well, I think I should have read the instructions really. Not going to happen. I don't understand. The valve is like underneath the foam. I guess it just blows air around it. And when do you put the sealant in? Even using motocross tyre levers, that's as far as me and Ben combined have got, and we're only on the first side of the tyre. But apparently if you use like slippery stuff like soap, I haven't got soap, so I've got silicone shine and disc brake cleaner together, it makes it slippery and hopefully it slides on. And it doesn't.
Oh my god.
Let's get the car jack. Yes! Yes! We got one side on. The only downside is the end of that tyre lever is somewhere inside the tyre. But we've got one side on, which means we're on the home straight now. Yes! Imagine just... I bet it doesn't blow up. After 4 days, without a meal, we've managed to fit this tyre. And I had a genuine sense of pride for a moment there, until I tried to blow it up and realised that using these, obviously, has pierced the rim tape, so all the air is now rushing out of the spoke nipple holes. And that pride has been stripped away from me at the speed of compressor air. So I've got a tyre that's now probably permanently stuck on a rim forever that can't be inflated. So when I said I'm going to run extremely low tyre pressures, we're talking 0. But the show must go on. Okay, wheels off. Can we just do like a build laps? I'm going to strip it down and build it back and then talk about what's on there.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think orange is better, mate. Matt? Matt? Matt!
What? What? Sorry mate, I was just tinkering, listening to music, because Raycon have actually sponsored today's video with their everyday E25 earbuds with over 6 hours playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, and an insanely noise isolating comfort fit which delivers crazy bass. These everyday Ear 25 earbuds start at around half the price of all other premium earbuds on the market, and you can pick up your very own by going to buyraycon.com/Matt Jones for 15% off of your very own order. What were you saying, Ben?
I was just saying that I think orange is better than red.
I don't know, mate. We've gone through this before. It's a red bike.
I think it's an orange bike.
Do you actually think orange?
Yeah.
It's not an orange bike.
Yes, it is.
Okay, right, it's an in-between, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that is a red chainring, and that is an orange chainring.
It's more...
There's no in-between there.
It's nearer to the orange than the red. Please vote in the comment section.
Well, I think it's more of just a... Who's your best mate here in this situation?
Yeah, it'll be me.
Yeah, it will be you.
Oh, mate, I can't even see it. It's camouflaged. Yeah, very visible.
Alright, I'll go with orange. Orange is the colour. Red clashed, but orange is actually a perfect match. And it's one of the new colours from Absolute Black, so it's sick to put it on this bike. Right, these cranks, these are the titanium E-Wings cranks from Cane Creek. I've gone with 170mm long ones. I personally think you can't do a dream build and not consider those cranks. They're insanely expensive, but they are like top shelf, cream of the crop. They are the business. And already, even though effectively I've taken loads of parts off this bike, just that there now looks so sick, and building everything around it's going to be cool. And with the Conti logo, orange, it's pretty sick. I usually put titanium bolts on these bikes, but the company that used to supply them has shut down, so I can't find any at the minute, but I think if I go online I can get some orange ones made, just like bespoke made. So I'm going to do orange tie bolts around this bike eventually, but I'm going to put the wheels on now. I need to put rotors on this wheel. I've got Shimano. I'm stepping on stuff here. I've got, oh no, yeah, during that build lapse, I put on the bars. So Gusset S2 bars, S2 stem, S2 grips. These grips are so nice. They're like not perfectly round, so you get loads of cushion for the, literally for the pushing when you're riding. And they're just super comfy. I haven't done the seat yet. So let's put the wheels on the bike so it actually looks like a bike. Then we can play around with gears and brakes. This is quite a nice little hack using a drill with a Torx bit on. You can put any Allen key bit in a drill. It obviously doesn't do anything up tight, but in the past, some of you guys might have had this when you're doing up rotor bolts next to a razor sharp rotor and spokes, and you've got a little Torx thing in your hand and you ping off the bolt, punch your rotor, then your hand goes through the spokes, comes out the other side, and you have to ring an air ambulance and like the fire service have to come and release your arm. It's happened to me more than 4 times. So I use this now to just prevent. So the wheels are on. The one problem I've had is Shimano have sent me 12-speed Dior XT drivetrains. I've got a mech, a shifter, all for 12-speed, and the problem is my driver on the hub doesn't match. Turns out that 12-speed stuff these days has a new spline system that I wasn't aware of, so I'm not actually set up to put the cassette on today. So, shall I go ahead and use the Shimano stuff, or shall I use something different? That's first, because I'm going to finish this bike when I go riding in the next video. I've used the SRAM wireless Bluetooth stuff in the past, which is cool, but I'm all up for something different, which is why I went for Shimano. The other thing is forks. You probably watched this whole bike get stripped, and yet the forks remain. I am going to go longer travel. These are 130, I think. I'm going to go to 150. Öhlins is the obvious choice for me, but same story. What fork should I put on? Please vote in the comments, or just give me ideas, because as I say, we're going riding in the next video. I'm buzzing to ride this bike, but I want a different fork. The only other thing I'm going to do now is brakes. So, same story. Shimano XT brake. I do like the feel of Shimano brakes. I'm a big fan. Very, very big fan. On this dream build, I went with Hope, and these have been absolutely terrific. They're insane. Oh, they have orange bits on. Ah. That's an exact match with the chainring, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it couldn't be a better match. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Shimano XT brakes on this bike right now, and then probably in the next month, those are going on that 100%. And they've got the sick braid. Yeah, those are going on that. This is a short-term fix. But I'm buzzing to have these. Let's see what they look like. Black calipers. That'll go, but nothing like that. So we're going to do like a wing wang thing. Also, all this stuff, look, we've got bars, stem, we've got cranks, bottom bracket. I'll give all of that away. So how could we do that? You have to just solve this riddle. A plane crashes in international waters and kills everyone. So a lot of countries are in the area, but no one really owns that space. Where do you bury the survivors? Answer that, and give me an idea of forks, and give me an idea of drivetrain, and I'll box all that stuff and send it to your house. If there's only one of you, if there's lots of you, I'll choose one. So brakes are going on now, but this bike is looking epic, isn't it?
Looks sick.
It's a hardtail. I'm stoked. I've got a cush core in the back with a puncture, and I'm going to put an epic fork on. The suspension on a hardtail is everything. You don't have rear suspension, you just have one telescopic unit to control how that bike feels. So it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Let's put the brakes on.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing there. We go that. They're pedals. I was really expected that to be a stem. Do I even have a stem? There it is. There's a stem.